Everyone I know uses social media like Instagram, TikTok, or Snapchat, but not everyone I know is on Reddit. And after recently discovering Reddit, let me tell you, there's some weird shit. You can find things you could never find on other social media platforms, and a lot of it's weird. Stories of cheating, nude photos of who knows who, and threads that literally change the stock market. Why is this extreme stuff on Reddit? Why not on Instagram or Facebook? What does it mean that fringe content is circulated on a platform with 430 million subscribers? Reddit seems to be the Wild West of social media, but it seems to be rewriting the rules of digital communication. Can it be both? Is Reddit the rule or the exception? Reddit is so intense that non-Redditors write news stories about it. Reddit is leaking out of its distant corner of the digital world, so to understand that Reddit region, I'm turning to Zach Blass's essay, Contra Internet Aesthetics. Blass explores digital visibility and intimacy through alternative and multimedia artworks as a way of deconstructing power structures that produce patriarchal, capitalist, and oppressive ways of digitally communicating. Put more simply, Blass provides a framework for how subversive digital networks, like Reddit, work. Because there's stuff on Reddit that is weirdly creepy but weirdly fascinating, I want to explore if Reddit is a contra-internet social media platform, a gathering place for weirdos, a propaganda space, or maybe a bit of all three. The most important thing to know about Reddit is that people reveal the most private things there. They show their bodies and expose their thoughts, but they won't show their names. This anonymous form of intimacy rejects the way that personal identity usually constitutes trust and community. The patriarchal and capitalist barriers of communication, explained by Blass, are digitally broken down by the anonymous communities that exist on Reddit. In Blass's words, contra-internet aesthetics disallows the internet to determine its horizon of possibility. As I see it, Reddit seems to allow users to decide their experience in Reddit for themselves. As the words imply, social media platforms are designed to connect people. So is Reddit, but the way it connects people is unlike other internet places. Not only are Reddit users anonymous, but unlike social media platforms that are organized around individual accounts like Facebook or Instagram that use infinitely scrolling and automatically suggested feeds, Reddit is organized around user-created and monitored subthreads that seem to work like normal conversations. Reddit's unique structure paradoxically creates tight-knit communities of anonymous users. Redditors feel intimately connected to each other through shared interests rather than mutual friends or being geographically close. This human touch is felt on the Reddit homepage, which is organized by users upvoting or downvoting posts, directly impacting what is shown to their fellow members. Human input allows for a wider range of expression than other social media platforms, even to the extreme, allowing for controversial content to exist in dissociated bubbles of media. Although this structure of formatting empowers users' experience against the structure of Reddit, its limits also need to be considered. A good example of the pros and cons of Reddit speech is Red Pill, a discussion board of hateful, misogynistic opinions. Such extreme discourse would be edited out of other platforms, but survives on Reddit because volunteer moderators, often aided by moderation programs like AutoMod, allow it to stay in the name of freedom of speech. This is why some people praise Reddit. It allows underground subcultures to form that are generally unacceptable to mainstream social media platforms. But maybe the bigger question is not how these forms of extreme speech survive, but why does such content need to be there at all? Here, we have to consider not only specific content like Red Pill, but also its context. For example, in another thread called Gone Wild, users submit heavily sexualized nude photos that could be seen as related to the sexualized language of Red Pill. Although the photographs are anonymous, users write their Reddit username on their skin as if to provide an anonymous form of authenticity. In other words, the extreme language of Red Pill may provide opinions approved of only by a few, but it gives the entire Reddit platform the appearance that nothing is censored. The controversy serves to make users believe that Reddit, not one thread or another, speaks the truth. Wall Street Bets is another discussion board containing advice and personal anecdotes about the stock market, self-described as like 4chan found at Bloomberg Terminal. In January 2021, Wall Street Bets organized a short squeeze on GameStop stock, causing it to dramatically rise despite it being a failing company, which prompted mass media attention. Since the content is not controversial like Red Pill, why is it a Reddit subthread, not, say, a Facebook group? Again, because of anonymity, which in this case allowed users to use technically complex digital tools to hide their identities and engage in insider trading, Wall Street Bets intentionally placed itself on Reddit not to exercise free speech, but to exploit its digital mobility and anonymity to influence the stock market. But not all Reddit subthreads are subversive or technical or secretive. Some contain content that wouldn't be removed by moderation algorithms. So why Reddit in these cases? A good example is Am I the Asshole, a subthread where Redditors recount a complicated personal situation and receive comments on the morality of their actions. Hence, Am I the Asshole? So why is this content on Reddit if it isn't forced to the digital fringes for its controversy or secrecy? Turning to the Panopticon by Foucault, one must remember that visibility is always a trap. These super personal anecdotes would not be algorithmically removed, but no social media user wants to post this kind of stuff on identifiable platforms. That's why no one ever sees Instagram posts or TikToks about the users cheating in their relationships, their bad parenting, or how they backstab their best friend. Such sensitive and personal information is not socially conventional on other social media apps. Looking at this optimistically, the anonymity on Reddit allows for potent digital relations that can bring about meaningful interactions between people that would remain strangers in other platforms. But if the cost of subthreads like Am I the Asshole is also having things like Red Pill, we have to ask, is Reddit worth it? Just how do you establish trust and intimacy in a digital setting like Reddit? Trust is traditionally associated with the face and previous experience with someone, two things absent in Reddit. On the one hand, keeping faces and histories invisible can reduce the oppressive expectations that exclude people from digital communication outlined by Blass. In other words, the anonymity of Reddit shows that not only do people not trust algorithms, but they don't trust each other and will go to deep, dark places to avoid being seen. On the other hand, Reddit also shows people still desire intimacy. To find it, people have developed digital ways of being truthful, like writing their Reddit username on their skin for nude photos in Gone Wild, or by asking, "Am I the asshole?" A new way of saying, "I am truthful." Instagram and Facebook sustain the trust of their communities by censorship, and users are reassured there is no danger lurking by the monotonous content that results. In contrast, Reddit makes clear that you're not safe here. This is reality. These revelations suggest that Redditors are inventing new kinds of trust. It's almost as if Redditors think they can talk to the person in the cell next to them in the Panopticon while hiding from the guard in the central tower at the same time. Maybe it's best to think of it like this. The internet is like the ocean, almost infinite and always moving. Some things float to the top and want to be seen, while other things sink and hide in the depths. These movements up into visibility and down to secrecy are controlled by many currents. On most social media platforms, the forces that push things around are made of corporate interests, big data, and algorithms. Reddit is developing what I think of as digital buoyancy, something that is held afloat by the constant interaction of secrecy and transparency, of human and machine, of suspicion and trust. Reddit is establishing a post-trust platform of digital communication. But perhaps a better word is contra-trust.